Thank you, Elise. Lots of comments of people saying that your descriptions have resonated, you know, with their experiences of play too. So we have a little time for some questions for both Elise and Sumita.
I cannot see the Q&A. The Q&A is not coming up for me. It's just an ever spinning circle for me. So I don't have any visual of the questions. If somebody could.
Yeah, we'll manage
thank you.
those for you.
Picking questions out for you both, if that's okay. If there's things you particularly want to answer, though, then please make that clear. There's lots of comments in the Q&A in the sort of published part, which you can respond to afterwards by typing responses in your own time, hopefully, as well. And we've got new ones coming in as I speak. There's a question for Sumita from Amy earlier. Fascinating experience and research, really enjoying the talk. Was there ever tension around differing opinions or non-autistic production teams making decisions against those recommended by autistic staff, and how is this navigated?
I would probably be better at answering that if I could see the question, so like maybe I can answer it better another time, because my brain's a bit of an ocean right now. But I would say, like, in what I kind of got from that is that I think generally there was just a very open open conversations about, like, it was important to hear all of these different contradicting and conflicting sort of views on anything that we discussed, which is important to anything made about autistic experiencing anyway. And as of anything, that can be quite a personal thing to how different people experience, how different views that people have on different things. But I don't think in the process of the show it was problematic in any way, because it was, I guess, like a main part of what everyone was trying to do, to be open to all of those different conflicting, contradicting things, and they weren't seen as, like, there were different emotions and stuff, but they weren't seen as being problematic. Yeah, it was a very joyful process. Even with all of those things, it was all just really joyful.
Related to that, there was a comment from Jess in the Q&A. I haven't watched Pablo, but from your presentation, the usefulness of the process captured in writing in relation to self-awareness is evident. It actually reminds me of the process of self-understanding that I went through after receiving an adult diagnosis of autism, working out what parts of my own self are authentic to me and my neurotype, what are part of the masking process. So lots of thanks for your talk there, and from lots of comments on that. There's also been some really nice comments about Elise's talk and some questions that have come in. I very much enjoyed both talks, I'll just say that myself. And big fan of Delaney, so nice to see that work reference. There's a couple of comments from Helen around whether you both were aware of intensive interaction, and how this can also help to enable people to join in with others, especially non-speaking people. And to to me, that's quite a useful kind of strategy often used because its starting point is where the child is at rather than imposing. So it kind of relates to Elise's talk quite strongly.
I'm happy to talk on that if there's a wee minute for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I obviously referred to a lot of play-based interventions and so on, and I don't want people to think that I'm dismissive of all interventions. However, what I think the most important thing is the authenticity and the autonomy, and some of these programs, the way they're written from a neurotypical perspective, don't always offer this autonomy and authenticity. But what we can do is we can use these frameworks, as Damian says, as a starting point, and then we can allow that authenticity and the autonomy, as long as we are not trying to bring them, as some of the programs have said, back on track, because there is no back on track for authentic autistic play. It is just authentic autistic play. It's not going to be the same as normative play. So any programs like intensive interaction, play boxes, all these different things, they do provide a good jumping off point, but individualising these to that particular child and making sure that that child is allowed to be their authentic selves has to be the #1 priority. And I do know that there are different things like social skills programs that take account of, for example, a double empathy paradigm, and these are the things that are starting to appear. And I would just ask that anyone starting to do these things would just look at the source, look at the intentions, and look at the kind of background of the program to make sure that they're not trying to bring that back to that normative neurotypical expectations, and just allow that child to be themselves. Sorry, I kind of went on a bit.